Hey there everyone, welcome to my UBChef cook along for this weekend's menu. If you're having a look at next week and you don't see a menu online, don't worry, we're not going anywhere. We're just having a little week off, a little bit of rest and relaxation, much needed. But we'll be back and there'll be a menu for the 3rd and 4th of September. So check the website, it's ordered the Sunday before for delivery either that 3rd or 4th of September. Another great menu coming up, but for now, let's get cooking. 10 dishes coming up. First course is the weekly bake, and this week it's a Marmite sourdough. So all you got to do, unwrap your sourdough, and you'll find this beautiful, look at that lovely glaze. It smells absolutely delicious with that Marmite going through the dough. So this is going to go in the oven for about 12 to 14 minutes, and then I've got my little smoked chicken butter just here, and of course my little scratching. So this is chicken skin, just chopped down finely. What we're going to do, that's going to allow it to soften for about 10 minutes. This is going in the oven, and I'm going to be back and show you how to present this all up. So out comes my sourdough. Look at that, lovely, all crispened up. Get down to your board, and just whilst we wait for that just to cool down slightly, where that crust will build even more, let's get our butter. So here we've got butter, put a few of those chicken scratchings on top, a few just in your hand, and then like so, just literally push the scratchings into the butter. I've kept my butter into the fridge, taken it out, given it 10 minutes just to soften up, and then the scratchings will just nicely go into it. A few on the top just before it goes on the bowl. There we go. Put it in. Then make sure you've got a serrated knife ready. So, good serrated knife for sourdough. Get ready for that, and then again cut it however you like. Let's just hand on the top, listen to that, look at that, just, oh, smell of this is really nice. If you look there you can see that lines of Marmite going all through the dough, so it's not really like overpowering. A few more slices. Must have a serrated knife for this. Line her up onto the board. Look at that, straight to the table. This is, you know, absolutely best served hot sourdough, so you can dip into that Marmite butter. Hope you enjoy the first course. My first course this week is a chilled soup. So this is a Spanish soup. This is called Ajo Blanco. So in here I've got my chilled soup. This is made from crushed Marcona almonds, which is soaked. And then we've got bread in there, we've got little grapes, we've got a touch of sherry vinegar. Basically that's blended up, some really great olive oil inside that, and you end up with this delicious white soup with that hint of sherry vinegar in the background. What I'm serving it with, often it's served with grapes and melon, so I'm going melon. This is Chianti melon, some lovely little nasturtium leaves, and of course I'm going with crab. So this is fresh white crab meat, picked, absolutely delicious, and here is my nasturtium oil. So what you want to do, first of all, I'm just going to take a little bit of rapeseed oil, optional, up to you, and a tiny bit of molten salt, just on there. I just want to season that up. You might think it's sweet salt really, but honestly this is lovely. So give that a little dress. Then I'm going to grab my bowl. So I've just got my bowl, just been in the freezer. So let's put that on there. And then let's get my pieces of melon. I might not use all of these, but I'm just going to start kind of using my fingers to build up that melon in the centre of the bowl. And again, creating height here, really important. Eat with your eyes. You don't need tons and tons of ingredients. You just need to make the most of those few tasty ingredients which are on the plate. So let's go, nice bit of melon in there, like so. Little rinse of pans, and then what I'm going to do, take my spoon, and then look, crab meat, beautiful white crab meat. Just going to put a nice dollop of that on the top, and I'm going to take a bit more. I'm just going to kind of build it up much as I dare. I'm going to present that A little piece of claw meat on the top as well. There we go, that's my crab. Then take your Ajo Blanco. You see that lovely and rich. No cream in there, of course, that is just where it's been blitzed. Real high power with those almonds and that oil. Then what we'll do, get some of our nasturtium oil, lovely peppery oil. Quite a bit in there. This flavour works really, really well with those almonds and crab. So that's all my oil gone in. And then finally, let's just get a few of those nasturtium leaves and just place them beside their little, almost like little lily pads. A few more in there. And there we go. That is my first course, super, super fresh. Still making the most of summer. Chilled Ajo Blanco with fresh white crab. Second starter for you on the menu this week is a duck leg croquette. So in here you've got beautiful confit duck leg picked down and just in the panko breadcrumb, lovely and crisp. They're going to go in the oven about 5 to 6 minutes just to warm through, and that breadcrumbs will just re-crispen. And then it's almost like duck and pancakes, this one. We've got spring onions here, but they've been charred. About 1 to 2 minutes just to warm up. And then look, you might have seen this on Instagram earlier in the week, the process, but this is a little carpaccio of pickled plums. So beautiful plums, been in the pickle and liquor overnight, and then we've just made this beautiful little board. Then I've got some plum sauce just here to garnish your dish. So we'll be back, these are going in the oven, 1 to 2 minutes for your spring onions. I'm going to show you how to make this stunning starter up. Okay, let's get our duck all out of the oven. So that's the little duck leg croquettes here, spring onions. Right, what we're going to do, in preparation, cut a little corner just off the end of your compostable piping bag. And then my little carpaccio here, so it's got a top and a bottom. You can see I'm just going to turn that over, peel off the paper nice and carefully, and then let's just flip that over onto our plate, peel off the paper, carpaccio plums. Then a little bit of molten salt just on top of your croquettes. I'm just going to literally place them like so. Take your spring onions. What I'm going to do with these, I'm just going to chop my ends off like so. I'm going to cut these in half. Again, you don't have to do this, but I want a few different looks to it. One piece on the top, like so. And then some of those lovely little charred pieces of green. There we go. Got one more going through there. Beautiful. Quick tidy up. Back to our plum gel. And the idea here is you've got that pickled flavour coming from the carpaccio. You've got this gel which has a real nice sweetness. And then you've got that confit duck leg, moorish, tiny bit of rapeseed oil. And there you go. That is take on duck and pancakes for the final starter. Hope you enjoy. Got a really nice buffalo mozzarella for the vegetarian starter this week. So here's your buffalo mozzarella. Most importantly, either room temperature if you're not going to put it under the grill. But what I like to do is simply just get your whole mozzarella like so, and then where it's sort of flatter, get in there, not with a knife. You don't want like a cut surface because it just looks too kind of commercial, as it were. You want that really nice tear of the mozzarella. So in we go. Just going to tear that right the way through. And then you end up with that beautiful texture. Look at that, lovely. So, little rinse. And then what I'm going to do, get some rapeseed oil just on the top. That's going under the grill. Not long, we're not melting the cheese here or cooking it or anything like that. We're just warming it up, and that's going to soften it right down. Then in here you see I've got my salad, pea shoots, some peas, some sugar snap peas, loads of freshness going on in there. Good bit of molten salt, don't be surprised by the amount. and some of your lemon dressing. This is a Amalfi lemon dressing. Again, get quite a bit in there. And then just with a spoon, just work that in to the actual peas sugar snaps. That's making sure they're lovely and dressed, they're all nice and shiny. Give the pea shoots a little dress as well. Then get your plate. I'm going to get my peas. Keep an eye on your mozzarella as well, of course. You don't want that to melt. Just watching that, it's all good. If a little bit of the milk comes out, don't worry about that. But just give it a little warm. So, peas, beautiful white plate to really kind of show off those stunners. Then I'm going to get some of my sugar snaps. Again, you can present these however you like, but again, I like to get a few of them. Just sort of separate them out. You could use a knife, completely up to you. A few of them on whole. We've just blanched them like very, very quickly. They've still got that lovely crunch on there. So, a few more going on. You can already see it's looking fresh as anything. A few pea shoots, like so. There we go. Right, let's get our mozzarella. So, out it comes. See? So it's not melted. That's just started to soften. At this stage, I'm going to take a bit of molten salt, little light season of the mozzarella, and then really, really carefully put those pieces right in there. Get a little bit of that milk that's come out as well. That will form a lovely dressing, as well as the lemon. Then I'm just going to get my pea shoots, a few left. Let's get a little pile. Don't cover that mozzarella up, but so you can see the white, everything going on. Last few pea shoots, sorry, last few sugar snaps. Get one in there so you can see all those peas. Then, final bit of lemon dressing over the top. Rapeseed oil, not olive oil. Look at that. Look at the colour you get from it. Beautiful yellow, nutty flavour, delicious. And that's it. Simple starter, stunning flavour, vegetarian course, buffalo mozzarella, peas, sugar snaps, and that lemon dressing. So, slight change to this main course now. It was going to be hake, but the hake invaded the market, so there was none available this week. So instead, beautiful thick fillet of cod. This is all ready to go. It's been brined, so yeah, it's lovely and meaty. Keeps that moisture inside. 10 to 12 minutes in the oven for this one. So let's get that in. Here we go. And then the garnishes, beautiful garnishes. This is a Parmesan gnocchi. What I like to do is just take a tiny bit of water in a dish, just like so. That is going to be 6 to 8 minutes in the oven. The butter which is in the pot and the Parmesan is all going to melt on the gnocchi, lovely. Be really, really careful when you come to plating them up though, because they are super delicate. And then we've got cucumber here. This has got a little bit of dill oil in there, some fresh dill. That's going to go into the water, add the water, drop it in the sachet, same time as the gnocchi. And then finally, we've got some monk's beard just here. That's just been blanched, that's going to go on a dish. And then some crispy cod skin. So it's just dehydrated, fried cod skin, lovely little crisp on the top. 1 to 2 minutes in the oven just to warm them up. Finally, seaweed butter sauce. Just gets warmed up, don't boil it. So basically I'm going to get my gnocchi and my cucumber in about 4 minutes once my cod's had a few. Then I'm going to get these into warm. Then we'll be back, show you how to put this cod main course together. So let's get our cod out of the oven. Nice and careful, use a cloth to do so. So out we come. Here comes our gnocchi. Parmesan gnocchi, little lovely cod steak, monk's beard. I'm just going to get my seaweed butter sauce. Just come up to the boil. But I don't want to boil it again after that, because otherwise you do run the risk for that will split. Cod skin, that's just been heated up in the oven as well. So in preparation, let's get my cod just onto the spatula like so, and then let's hook our cucumber out of the water. Again, careful as you can. On the board, let that cool a bit. That cod skin, look at that. Lovely. That's all ready to go. Take your knife. Carefully. Out comes that cucumber, and of course all the oil from it that's been cooked in. Then let's go and plate this up. That little bit of dill, I'm going to leave that on the top. Present that just down there. Keep the oil. Take your gnocchi. Start putting a few gnocchi around the outside. I'm going to take some of my beautiful agretti or monk's beard, just sit that right in the centre, like so. And then some more gnocchi going around. I want to show these off, so that's why I'm going just around the edge with those. Your piece of cod. Lovely chunky fillet of cod there. Apologies if you were expecting hake, but sometimes the markets just don't play ball. Little pools of seaweed butter sauce. You've got dulse in there, you've got all sorts of seaweed. Really lovely. There we go. Then I'm going to take a little bit of that green oil which we had. It's just extra flavour. So I want some of that just going round. Tiny bit of rapeseed just to split that sauce out. And then we've just got a little bit of cod skin, and just snap it as you kind of plate it on top of the gnocchi. You don't want that in the actual sauce. This is almost like cod scratchings. There we go. That's enough of that. And there we have it. That is my beautiful plate of cod, lovely thick fillet, cucumber, seaweed gnocchi, seaweed butter sauce, a little parmesan gnocchi, and that beautiful crispy cod skin just to finish off. A delicious venison main course on the way now. So all of the components are out on my board ready for the main course. First of all, venison. So this is a salad of venison. We cooked it on licorice root. What you want to do first of all, take your knife, cut open the sachet, and then pull it out, and actually we're going to finish it and serve it on the licorice root for a lovely bit of presentation. So that is my venison just there, like so. This is going in the oven about 10 to 12 minutes. So it's already part cooked, and then we're going to take it out, we're going to rest it for 2 minutes, really important. We've got 6 to 8 minutes for these lovely almondy potatoes, and this is like a pomme puree, and then it's just rolled in these lovely toasted almonds on the top. Bit of sauté radicchio for that little bit of bitterness, just 2 to 3 minutes in the oven just to warm it up. Vichy carrot puree, ultra smooth, ultra rich, and these delicious little pickled carrots just there as well. So that's everything. It's all going to get heated up. Venison sauce. This is sauce grand meneur. Lovely rich sauce finished with bitter chocolate made from the venison bones and some red currant jelly in there. So I'm going to get this in first of all for 10 to 12 minutes. Then my almondy potatoes are going to go in, finally the radicchio, and then we'll be back and I'm going to show you how to put it all together. So, out my venison comes. So venison, let's get that onto the board so that can rest. Radicchio, just warmed up. Quite a few elements to this one, but trust me, it's worth it. Little almondy potatoes, and then of course sauce grand meneur, carrot puree, hot plate. Right, let's go. So, first of all, what we're going to do, take your carrot puree, make sure it's nice and smooth. And I'm going to get a nice little spoon, first of all. Little palette knife or the back of your spoon, whichever you prefer. Just a little swipe over, and then a bit more carrot puree, just because I really like it. A little bit on the side like so. Right, next, let's get our almondy potatoes, put them onto your board, like so. A little bit of seasoning, just onto the top. And we're going to just get them onto the plate. Radicchio is next. So you want to see the red colour here, so just kind of play with that so you can really see all that's going on. It has got that bitterness to it, but that's what I love about it. It's rich carrot puree and that radicchio going on. So nice bit of that, only a bit more. Then some of these pickled carrots. I'm just going to get some of those going round. And again, from the pickle, you of course get that vinegariness, but you also get that sweetness. So just dress those all the way around, and again, when you eat it, you're going to get little pops of flavour with every mouth. Venison, you can serve it up to you how you kind of present it. I'm just going to kind of go around with my knife, cut through like so. I'm just going to take off those ends, but I'm going to leave the venison just nice like that. A little bit of salt just on the top, sit that pride of place in the middle, and then all that's left, the lovely sauce gromboner. Get some of that over the radicchio, a little bit in the centre. Like so. Serve extra sauce on the table, of course, and that is it. That is my salad of venison cooked on licorice root for that little bit of musky flavour, almondine potatoes, little puree of carrots in there, pickled carrots, radicchio, sauce gromboner. This is a super tasty vegetarian main course coming up for you. I've got a risotto of caramelised shallots. This is how we send it. All of the rice is already par-cooked. We've got some little mushrooms in there, the butter, the parmesan, that's all ready to go. But then, secret weapon we send you with this. This is the cooking liquor, which we cook the rice in. So this is full of all that lovely starchy goodness. That's going to go into the rice. This has got caramelised shallot puree in there as well, so make sure all that all goes in. And this is going to go on the heat. I'm just going to bring that up on a medium heat. You don't want it to kind of catch. So let's just get that on. My little stove comes on here. Oh, there we go. There we go, that's on. And then get a spatula, get that in there, and you just want to bring it up on a medium heat. And then once that comes up, 4 to 5 minutes. So make sure you keep stirring it, you don't want it to stick to the bottom. And then my garnishes. I've got some little pickled mushrooms, I've got some pickled shallot rings just there, they're going to go on at room temperature. I've got some miso fried kale, this is super tasty. Little kale, we've done a miso powder just on the top of it, 1 to 2 minutes in the oven for that. And my shallot rings here, see they're caramelised, they've got a little bit of thyme on the top. Just put them on your tray, a little bit of oil, 4 to 5 minutes in the oven, just until they're warm. And that's it. Make sure you keep a stir of that risotto, that's just coming up to temperature there. And once that's up, 4 to 5 minutes, and then we'll be ready to go. So here's my risotto, lovely and creamy now. It's just been coming up to temperature and then cooking for about 4 to 5 minutes. I'm going to turn that off. You can see it's not soupy, don't like it too kind of wet, but you see it's not claggy either. So risotto's going to sit there. Let's get our bowl and let's grab our shallots out. So out they come. So there's our beautiful caramelised shallots. We've got our kale, which has all been warmed up. Then risotto into the bowl. Lovely amount of that. Then let's get a spoon. Carefully take some of your caramelised shallots and just put those all over the risotto. Then what we'll do, let's get some of those pickled mushrooms. Colours are really beautiful here. Lovely little white mushrooms. Some of those shallot rings. These go pinky when we put them into the little pickling liquor we make. So I'm going to put quite a few of those all the way around. Then I'm going to get some of my kale. I'm just going to let that scatter on the top, like so. Rapeseed oil to finish, and that is it. Beautiful bowl of goodness. That's my shallot risotto, caramelised shallots and miso fried kale. So dessert for you here, this is peaches on papillote. What we've done, just made a little foil parcel. Inside you've got some charred peaches, halves. There's also honey in there, there's lemongrass, there's a bit of butter going through it as well. That's going to be about 14 to 16 minutes in the oven. So they're already part cooked, but in the oven that's going to all melt, all that smells, juices, all together, beautiful. I'm serving it with a honey granola just here. This has got pumpkin seeds, it's got everything going on in this. And then creme fraiche, just really, really simple vanilla creme fraiche. So this is going in the oven now, 14 to 16, and I'll be back and I'll show you how to plate this up. So my peaches have just come out of the oven. Make sure you get in there, being really careful as you open it up for all that steam in there. So look at that. You've got that smell coming off of this, absolutely insane. You've got a little bit of kaffir lime, lemongrass, all that lovely bit of butter and honey in there. Honestly, awesome. So take the peaches. Again, simple, simple, simple. Let's just stack them up nicely on the plate. Again, height, really, really important. I'm going to put a little bit of that lemongrass. I know you don't want to eat it like that, but this is for me just showing how it's been cooked. So a little bit of lemongrass on the top, a touch of that honey cooking liquor, which is all now infused with everything going on. So creme fraiche, again vanilla creme fraiche, little spoon, get that right in there. And then finally, of course you need that texture, so a little bit of this honey granola. I wish you could smell this, it's so aromatic. Tiny bit more of that cooking liquor, and that is it. So that's my peaches baked on papillote with honey, lemongrass, creme fraiche, honey granola. Really, really rich dessert here for you now. This is a salted caramel slice. Comes to you all wrapped, delicately wrapped, so just carefully take it out. I've allowed this to just come up to room temperature. It's really, really important. You can see that caramel, it's almost got that wobble on it. So just tidy up those edges. That's going to go onto my plate, like so. And then garnishes, we've got lovely, beautiful big raspberries, we've got chocolate shavings, and we've got this little raspberry gel in here. So I'm going to, first of all, just cut the end off this compostable bag. Give it a little pipe just on the board so you know how it's going to go. And then pipe, pipe, pipe. Simple. Then let's get some of those raspberries. They're beautiful and big, lovely and juicy, so just carefully kind of place them all around the plate, like so. Almost there. Chocolate shavings. Keep them in the freezer until last second, and then just arrange them on the top. Try not to handle them too much because they'll obviously start to melt, but get a nice bit of height on the top of there. That's why keeping them in the freezer is a great little trick, because then even if your heat of your kitchen, heat of your fingers, it's going to give you a little bit of time to work with. You've got certainly like a minute or so before that's going to start really warming up. So a little bit more in there, I'm happy with that. So super simple dessert there, but big flavours. Salted caramel tart, bit of chocolate on the top, plump raspberries and a raspberry gel. Last course this week is our UBChef cheese course. Again, all these cheeses perfectly matured. They have been taken out and they've been left out on site for about 15 minutes just to warm up. You've got your cheese tasting notes. Take a little palette knife, start arranging those. So that's just going to arrange them all nicely in order. Little doorstone, first of all. Then you've got the runny one. So that is a Barnaby gourd, just on the top. Have a little wipe of your knife if it does get dirty halfway through. Little Kirkham's Lancashire, I'm just going to go on with then. Irish bean, And then one of my favourites, as you know if you see our cheese course regularly, little Irish cabine on there. Touch of quince, just to finish off with. And then, let's get rid of that one. Let's get a spoon and let's get some of our chutney. So this is just a house chutney that we made just here. We make it obviously with the seasons, but it's nice to have the quince and the chutney. So let's get that just along the side. And then what I like to do, take it to the table, put that little fork on your table, and then you can have all of your lovely little cheese crackers just kind of laid up against the plate and in that fork, like so. All ready to go, cheese notes on the table. You can have a taste, you can check the order, obviously it goes from the mildest to the strongest. Have a little discussion, check if you agree. Hope you enjoy cheese course. I really hope you enjoyed this week's menu. Lovely, lovely dishes, full of those summer vibes. Remember, as I said, next week's menu there isn't a menu because we're on holiday, but you can order next week. There's plenty of forward menus on the site. The next one is the 4th of September. Remember, it's Sunday for delivery, either that Friday or Saturday. Stunning menu coming up. Hope you have a great week and we'll look forward to seeing you on our return.